Do you guys see this? Like, yeah, that is a solid block of ice. It doesn't feel that cold anymore, so I'm kind of surprised it's solid, but then again, I guess it's frozen already to the point where it's going to take several hours to melt. I don't actually know how warm it is outside, but it does feel significantly warm from yesterday. And again, I'm out here in a fall jacket. It's Cookie. Why are you outside, Cookie? I don't have time to deal with you at the moment. So we shall make that a task for later on. As much as I love this thing, I really probably should get a smaller camcorder at some point. It's not that feasible for me to carry this giant thing around. Oh well. We shall do it for the moment. Anyway, good morning, everybody. No, we do not need that in the slightest. What day is it? It is Wednesday, February 1st. Welcome to February. Welcome to a very, very, lovely February morning. It's quite enjoyable. Yes, so February 1st, not that that means anything from like a really technical standpoint, other than the fact that I have more work to do when I get back. This months always mean I've got to update shit. I've always got to update shit whenever there's a new month. It just always has to happen. Okay. Regardless, it feels really weird because I don't think I would have usually left this early. No, it would have been, yeah, because this train is now 2 minutes earlier, which is not a big deal. It just feels really weird because I have to slightly reprogram myself from calling it the 11:04. Oh well, it is what it is. Anyway, today's production workshop day. So, I think we're going into production workshop for a little while. Just a little while. You know what? Let's in fact get the actual air flowing. So we can hear all of the lovely little sounds of the road and all of the other drivers hear me screaming like an idiot. That's fine. You know, that's normal. We're stuck to the stoplight. But, yeah, okay, well, now that we're stuck at the stoplight, I can actually fully turn the heat so it doesn't make heat even though it's not on. That should be better. Okay. Anyway, yeah, today's production workshop day, as I've now said like 4 times. So we're going to production workshop now. We are, the main thing today is I think that we have a guest speaker of some kind coming in. I know I should have done research, but I have not yet done my research. I will save that for the train. And then after that, I think that's the second half of class. And then, I don't know. We'll figure it out. That'll be fine. Right. Something like that. Anyway. Yeah, so today is that. Nothing super innovative, but I mean, the guest speaker should be fun. I was actually highly tempted to skip this class if it wasn't for the guest speaker, just because I'm going to lose most of my weekend. So I'm sorry for advance, because I don't know when the heck you're going to see this or any of the other vlogs from recent or future. Just because I have to go in both Friday and Monday, which are usually prime editing times. So I don't know. I mean, I'm obviously going to try my best to not fall completely behind with these things, but I make no guarantees. I've been keeping it really, really good so far, but that's doomed to fail at some point for some reason. I mean, it just can't last forever. So if it falls, it falls, but I will do my best to not have it be that way. I didn't get anything done vlog related this morning. I was lucky I'm awake. To be frank, I pushed the snooze button for like an hour straight. I don't know, I just did not feel like getting out of bed this morning. And that keeps happening every Wednesday. I keep being like, I am gonna go get up early and we're gonna get shit done. And then it never happens. It just never happens. Like, I don't know. It's like, I mean, I do theoretically have time on Wednesday. I just need to actually get my butt up. Oh, by the way, there's one other thing that came last night that I didn't get to show off just because I was so exhausted. I kind of just unboxed it, played with it for a little while and went to sleep. Is that I finally got my Fidget Cubes. And if you're not familiar, Fidget Cubes were a Kickstarter that happened back in, I don't know, sometime in fall term. I might have vlogged about them. I really don't know now. I'd be hard pressed to go find the vlog where it was because it was so many months ago. Anyway, mine finally came in because I got one for myself and one for Sarah. And I got to play with mine. Mine is riding in my pocket right now. And I promise that I will show it off before the end of the vlog day because I didn't get around to it yesterday. But to be fair, they weren't exactly supposed to come before today anyway, so I really wasn't actually planning on showing them off last night. I was expecting them to be there when I got home because I got the delivery notifications, because I don't know, I was really confused because the delivery handling losers, otherwise known as DHL, really didn't give me much information as to what my packaging was doing, because like they claimed they handed it off to UPS and UPS was still like awaiting packages, and it stayed that way for like 4 days until it finally apparently got delivered to the Ben Salem post office, but they were saying it was like down in Maryland for a while or something. So I don't really know. All I know is that finally I have one of them in my pocket and I have Sarah's in my bag. I got the Kickstarter version. Sarah's getting the graphite one, just because I thought it would be wise to, thank you for walking in the middle of the road. Well, I mean, I kind of wanted the Kickstarter one just because, you know, Kickstarter, fun times. But Sarah's, I got the graphite one just because I didn't think that she would want anything like super flamboyantly obvious if she took it to work and had it sitting on her desk. Whatever. You know, it is what it is. Anyway, I need to get over to the train and go to class. I don't know where Mark is. I mean, I guess that other train just came in. Right? Well, I mean, you didn't see that unless you did, in which case, whatever. Anyway, off to the train. Off to get to class. She didn't want me to go until I at least put her on the vlog once.
Wait, what? Oh my god. She's like, my camera debut.
Oh shit.
Hiss.
Shut the fuck up, nerd. Stop fucking talking. I got this.
Hi.
Hi.
How was work? Worky?
Work was worky.
How do you like your Fidget Cube?
I really like my Fidget Cube. Should I demonstrate it for the vlog if I can find it?
I mean, I was going to do that later, but you know what? Why not? At least show yours off. Maybe I'll give a full demo of it in like the spotlights or something.
It's in my pocket somewhere. There it is. The squishy, clicky side, and game console-y thing, and a spinny thing, and then there's like soft clickies and harder clickies and like a medium clicky, and then there's gear spinnies and this ball spinny that also clicks, and then this bit that's like based off of a worry stone.
Yeah, I'll share my thoughts on mine in a little bit. Okay, let's rock, shall we? Let's head home. Luckily, don't need to defrost the windows this time. Though I should actually make the heat run. Wow, this person is still parked here. Did they? You know, I don't know if this person actually ever came to get their car. I think it's actually parked here and been parked here. Regardless, they're still here. Whatever. Anyway, let's head home, shall we? Maybe I'll look tomorrow or even back at the footage. I don't remember exactly when I stopped to see. But I don't know what the footage would reveal. I'd have to go look. Anyway, let's head home, shall we? So yeah, today was kind of a little bit lackluster. I know our guest was fun, but most of his stuff was tailored to people who are ultimately going to go to Los Angeles, which I mean, I know some of my class is considering, but actually a lot of our class is not considering going down to Los Angeles, or they, like, you know, people, especially a lot of people who did the program, have decided, like, no, LA's not for me. It's not actually where I want to be when I graduate. So yeah, I mean, it was all useful stuff, and I mean, some of it was useful for living up here, but a lot of it was really LA specific. And I mean, our industry is weird, so it's always nice hearing from industry professionals who have gone through this, because I mean, like, you know, when you go to do any normal job, like, I don't know, like anything in the, you know, financial or engineering or whatever, there's a set path that you have to go through. This industry, entertainment in general, actually doesn't work like that. Like, you never know. And it's really, really odd, but it's just always kind of nice hearing people's tips, just because, again, you never know. you just legitimately never know what can happen, because this industry is just so odd. But I mean, it obviously exists because it's essential. You know, I mean, but it's also kind of important, I think, to emphasize a little bit of the show business mantra too, because we are, in fact, a business, just a very, very odd one, and a very not straightforward one. But our guest tonight did actually provide an interesting opinion on some of the things. Apparently we're running 2 yellow lights in a row here. Gonna make it 3, who knows. But he said actually that film school is harder, in his opinion, than actually working in the real world was, which is actually a really interesting perspective. But he said like that you're going to be working with people who are less competent than you, both in film school and in the real world. That never really changes. The only thing that really changes is that you start getting paid for it, which generally makes things a lot easier to do. Please move, thank you. That light being there slows down the cars, and it makes it feel like they're taking forever. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to talk a little bit more when I get back inside, I guess, because I still want to actually show off my Fidget Cube and go over it a little bit, because I know I got it, and I got it a little bit earlier than some people, because I know they're the very successful Kickstarter. They've still got quite a bit to go in terms of like actually shipping them out. All right, so a couple last pieces of information for today, a couple last little bits of the segment before I go to bed, considering it's closing in rapidly on 1 o'clock in the morning, and I have to be up if I'm going to class tomorrow at like 7 o'clock in the morning. So I needed my desk back. To do my desk back, to get it back to being me, I needed to actually put the Game Boys back together, which I did. So let's just put you on the desk a little bit, shall we? I need to put the cover back on. Stop dropping it, that's loud. So here's this one. This one was the lovely ketchup one, which again, you didn't get a before of, but it did clean up actually very, very nicely. The screen's very, very scratched. And yeah, I'm going to test it a little bit to see how it works eventually, but this might honestly be the one that gets modded. We shall certainly see. But it's definitely a contender. Cleaned up very, very well. For my liking, there's still a little spot right above here on the D-pad, but other than that, it's looking good. The white one cleaned up particularly well. This one feels really, really solid as well in the hands. This cleaned up okay. Looks better than it did when wet, and before this whole thing happened at all. I mean, sticker's still yellow, but that's expected to happen. Screen's a little bit scuffed, but certainly not as bad as on the Glacier one. Then here's my original Indigo one, which cleaned up as well fairly nicely. You can see the years of abuse on that screen. The sticker after, I bumped the camera, sticker after a little bit of alcohol, just even a teeny bit, like one thing is worth kind of cleaning the rest of the gunk up, so at least it's empty now instead of with all the garbage. But yeah, they all cleaned up and they all work, and there's batteries in this one, so I can actually turn it on and show you the logo. Yeah, but I'm glad I did this. The other ones will probably have it eventually, just not right away, because I do need to get it on. But let me again show you the Fidget Cube, and I know Sarah kind of took care of hers, but I'll show you mine because I got the Kickstarter version, because I just was like, you know, I bought the thing on Kickstarter, why not? Yeah, pretty happy with it. I know Sarah showed the whole thing off, so I might as well just call it a day here and say we'll get back to more of it tomorrow, because it's not going to really do much to talk about it now. I mean, yeah, it's a good thing, but I mean, the big thing, I guess, the big news has always been the delay, just because it was supposed to be out by like December. But then again, they were only asking for like $15,000 for the thing, and they got $6.5 million. Yeah, that Kickstarter was massive, absolutely massive. So they had to kind of step back for a moment and figure out how they were going to actually go about doing this. Which, I mean, obviously was a much bigger production, so the fact that I got mine even before February is good, because I know a lot of people still have not gotten theirs yet, and the later backers are still waiting. So, Yeah, I mean, but certainly if you were a backer of this design, be assured that they're on their way. If you want to pre-order one for yourself, I believe they're up on their website, or just search for Fidget Cube or something, and you'll certainly find it. But you gonna focus on the cube there, little camera, or do I need to take over and do it myself? Apparently, I needed to at least help it along. So, without further ado, I think that's gonna be it for today, because this simple little segment has already gone on for like 4 minutes, and I actually need to get to bed. Oh well, it was fun.